And we are live. John Boy is in the house with Pleiadian scientist UFO builder. I did say that right, didn't I? Pleiadian.
Yeah. Or you could just call me UFO 10.
I always usually call you UFO.
Yeah,
Well, how you
UFO.
been doing, UFO?
Well, doing all right, man. Been busy packing everything up for a move to a new
Oh,
place with a bigger work.
well, that's
Uh,
good. But man, I hate
well,
moving.
and trying to find another job.
Mm.
So I'm doing that too as well. But what I was wanting to tell people about, we got people in the chat yet, John?
Yeah, let me holler at a few of these. We got Jammin' Jammer 7, Super Dave 44. Who else? We got Ben Time Travelers in the house.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, UFO builder here, he discovered something, and I'm gonna help him get the message out because we all should be concerned about this. So, UFO, if you want to take it over.
Yeah. If anybody's trying to get monetization, to get whatever little bit of income you can get to come in to help out, from YouTube advertising, and you're trying to get monetized, and you got people viewing your channel, you got people, watching your videos and leaving comments and everything, but you just can't seem to get the 4,000 watch time hours. And I restarted my channel. Like uh, it's been 2 years now, and I was wondering why my watch time hours wasn't going up. So I started looking at the lifetime watch time hours, and I noticed that my lifetime watch time minutes would go up to a certain point, and then they drop way back down. And your lifetime watch time minutes, uh, they're never supposed to go down. They should always just keep going up. But mine keeps going; it'll go down, and so I can't get my watch time hours needed to get monetized. So I don't know if somebody's trying to shadow ban me, if they're just stealing our watch time minutes away, trying not to get people monetized. So when I started looking at my watch time minutes, the lifetime watch time minutes, I noticed it would go up to like 67,000 watch time minutes, and then like it would drop down to like 60, and so on like that. But it would only get to a certain point and then drop back down, and there's no reason for it to do that. So, and I was wondering if anybody else has had trouble getting monetized, or having trouble, wondering why it's taking so long to get your watch time hours. Go in and check your Google Analytics, your YouTube Analytics, and then you do your watch time minutes, and then click on lifetime, and then start watching those to see if it goes up and drops down again. And that'll tell you right there if they're suppressing your channel to keep you from getting monetized. Because I discovered it. I've been taking screenshots of mine when I started discovering it to make sure it wasn't just a fluke, but it keeps happening. And there's no reason for my channel to be dropping my watch time minutes for, the lifetime watch time minutes.
And I'll
So,
put a link into that in the comments to the video he made of the watch time minutes disappearing. He
yeah.
shows the screenshots and everything. And I've got it pulled up, but it looks so small on the screen, I don't know if anybody can see it. But he was showing screenshots of like he had 68,700 and something minutes. And then he'd show, more. How am I trying to say this? And where it should have grown more because it's further along in time, it actually dropped down like he lost 1,500 minutes. It was down to like 66,200 and something, if I remember right. And then it bounced around on you and stuff.
Yeah, and you can clearly see I had views and watch time. The spikes on it were high. So that means I had the watch time minutes there. It's just that, so they're messing with our watch time, lifetime watch time minutes.
Right.
Hey, Ben, time traveler. Good to see you, buddy.
Well, let me tell you, Ben sat there. We discovered that with him because Ben was on one of my lives. And after it posted, I had a video It was right below Ben's. Ben had 2 more views than the other video I had, right?
Yeah.
About the same. I mean, 2 more views than the other video. Maybe 100 more minutes of view time.
Yeah.
And it had 0 impressions. And the other one had like 1,500 impressions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, I exposed that the next day. Once I saw that, after I went to look at, the performance and all that, and I saw that, man, it's got 0 impressions, and this and here's got 1,500, and it's basically the same, views and minutes and everything.
Right.
But after I did that, this video got a bunch of impressions on it then. But it was just weird how it was sitting there of 0. That means YouTube wasn't pushing it. It wasn't going out on the pages at all.
Yeah, and another thing I noticed too, when it says like other channels recommending your videos, there's only one channel recommending any of my videos. Rest of them are my own videos.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing that with me.
Yeah.
And then some of these channels, I'm like, I don't know how they're recommending me because their topics are nothing compared to mine. You know what I mean? It was just strange.
And it's like, I know I got more than one channel watching my videos, so it would show up as recommended, you know what I mean? Or
Right.
Videos. I'm just wondering if anybody else has had a lot of that stuff coming on with their channels. If they look closely at the analytics.
Well, I was listening to Richie from Boston this morning, and he was sitting there talking about he's just stopped, dead stopped, and he said that's not how it's ever done.
Yeah. Yeah, Richie from Boston. Yeah, he has a lot of good content stuff.
Mm-hmm. But they don't want that out there. That's like them giving me that hate speech strike. There was nothing hateful in that. It was just the truth, and they wanted to get the truth off the internet as fast as they could. So they
definitely
put a hate speech on me for no reason.
And if you look, there'll be another channel playing that same speech, and they won't do nothing to them. They'll just let them keep playing it.
Well, that's where I got it from YouTube. It's still on YouTube, I don't. But they decided that what it was, I took an excerpt of the video, just this one little 36-second excerpt, and put that out there. And it was just the blunt truth, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what did it.
Yeah, our country's messed up, man.
Yeah, that's another thing. I've subbed to people. I've had it happen to me right in live time. I'm sitting there on my phone, and I go to sub, and it'll unsub right before my eyes, and I'll sub and it unsub. 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 Or to tell me error 403 or something like that. It will not let me sub.
That's the way it is with mine too. If I try, because people subscribe to me,
mm-hmm.
I go subscribe to them, watch all their channels and their videos, and leave comments. Mm-hmm. And I go back again, he'll say I'm unsubscribed.
Yeah.
I was like,
well, it's just crazy because, like, I'll be doing, how some of my live streams turn out long, right?
Yeah.
I've gotten to where I do this. If it's somebody I know, that usually comes in my lives, I'll go, when did you get your notification? He said, just now. Oh, I'm a dadgum hour into the live, and they're just getting the notification.
Yeah, or get it right after the.
Or that's how I get them.
Yeah. And I'll be like the notification bell for all my subscribers. You know what I mean? And it's like they'll wait till your live stream's over, then they'll send out the notification.
Me too. Yeah. They do like to watch, and they'll sit there, and I'll get a notification, and I'm like, all right, and I'll go over there, and the live stream is ended, and the live stream been going for like 3 hours. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. A 3-hour live stream, and it notifies me after it's over.
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
Look, Ben Time Traveler said, this is the truth. In 8 years, I have over 7 million views and over 100,000 subs. Not now.
Man, that's crazy, Ben.
Yeah, I remember Ben used to be really had a lot of subscribers and everything. I was surprised to see his subscriber count now and everything.
Yeah.
Because I know how it used to be. I've known Ben for a long time, man. Many years. It's just
That's another
crazy.
thing, another thing too about the subscription rate. See, I should be well over 2,000 subscribers, but if you look, I've only got what 1,200,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and I go back and look, and it's like a lot of people unsubscribed, and I can't figure that out. You know what I mean? Because I always support everybody, and I can't figure out what happened. Don't make any sense.
Well, look, the crowd, your eyes peeps. He got up one day and his dad he got on his YouTube channel and he was unsubscribed from about everybody except for 12 channels.
Yeah, that's what happens
Yeah.
when we're not the ones doing it.
No, he lost all his subscribers too. He lost his subscribers and lost everybody but 12 people he was subscribed to, and he had to restart.
Yeah. Well, back when I first started my channel, 2013, I
Uh-huh.
had I had 5,000 subscribers. I was monetized. I had almost $10,000 in money from the advertising revenue.
Uh-huh.
They took it all, left me with $9, took away my ad revenue and all my subscribers.
Really?
And then I went to go work on my channel and it had been deleted. And it said I deleted my channel and I didn't delete my channel. So I
That
had
is
to
crazy.
restart it last year and redo it all over again.
That is true. Well, they deleted Applesauce's channel too.
I know, I remember that.
They completely deleted hers and got into Hydrobot's actual personal phone and deleted all his personal videos and pictures
Yeah,
from his phone. Not from his YouTube, from his phone.
they got into his phone and did it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know why people want to do that for, man. All we're trying to do is make some decent content, tell people stuff, and try to make a little bit of money off some advertising revenue. You know?
Well, I haven't really been thinking about making money off of it, but I'm kind of close to where I might could. But my problem is I hate those commercials so bad. I'd hate to monetize.
Well, the
'Cause
thing is, it takes money to survive in this world, and it takes money to build and do stuff for our YouTube channels. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we can get everything free. I mean, it'd be nice, be nice to get some free stuff, but
Well, my brother.
it takes
Go ahead.
money to survive in the world, you know?
Oh yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of us smaller YouTubers, you know, we don't have lots of money and stuff like everybody else. We're just poor working stiffs trying to survive in this world to try to make it the best way we can, the honest way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I lost track of what I was fixed to say something and I forgot what I was gonna say. Can you believe that? That's the typical John Boy way, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, like them getting me for a hate speech strike. I mean, it wasn't, but oh well, it is what it is. I put that same video on my live stream a dozen times, and that live stream didn't get a hate speech strike. Same. I mean, I took that video and played it 12 times, and it didn't do anything. You know that U.F.O.
Yeah.
I played that thing a dozen times. The one that got me the hate speech.
Really?
I played it a dozen times. The day they gave me the hate speech strike, I sat there and put in an appeal, started a live stream telling people I just got a hate speech, got denied my appeal within 2 hours, and there's no way to appeal it. Again, you know how you can do a copyright claim, you can sit there and appeal it a couple of times.
Right.
But not on a strike. You can only appeal it once. And they said they're not, changing their minds. And I'm like, well, daggone, I done went through your community guidelines school on hate speech, and it does not qualify.
Well, it's like Plato, Zodiac once said, it's like they don't want anything real on YouTube. They want a bunch of fake bull crap on here. So people are like, you know what I mean?
Well, it's like I was watching Pete Santelli, because thank you, Ben Time Traveler. That's the first time I've ever been over there. But he was sitting there talking about how, he's a truther. He's into politics and all that stuff. I mean, he's a truther.
Yeah.
But he's struggling, right? But then he's sitting there showing what's trending. We got some little guy that, I don't know. I'm not trying to bash anybody, but,
Right.
he's not a manly guy. He's got his hair dyed a weird, I don't know, almost like it's white or something. He's wearing a leather jacket, but, he's talking all like this. And the shampoo line that he just got going, that joker's got over like 70-something thousand views in a few hours on that video.
Exactly.
I mean, come on, really?
Exactly. That's what Plato Zodiac one was talking about when he said nobody wants to see anything real, man.
No.
I even quit talking about politics with my videos. I quit talking about religion with my videos and just started changing like the drones and stuff, and still my channel gets screwed with.
You might as well go back to all the above. Talk about everything you've always talked about.
Yeah.
I talk about everything from the clouds to nature and whatever,
Well, that's why I said, heck, I'll just start talking about everything, because I start seeing these channels, man, they grow and they're talking about crazy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, doing weird stuff like, what happens if you smash this with that? Well, it's obvious without having to do it. You know what I mean? But it'll get views. I mean,
and it's like YouTube's always talking about, we want a kid-friendly YouTube. And you go look, and half the channels are monetizing or just, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God.
You know why they want them kid-friendly? So they can corrupt their minds, because they are going to corrupt it some way or another, and it's going to be in a smooth, soft, sugar-coated fashion.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't want them to hear the truth and sit there and start thinking for themselves and go, well, wait a minute,
Well, see, that's like when I originally started my channel, I was telling people about the Constitution Amendment, Declaration of Independence. And a lot of people don't realize, did you know slavery and involuntary servitude in America is against the law? In the United States Constitution, it says, nor slavery or involuntary servitude shall be bestowed upon any American citizen unless in the event of a federal crime. Now, our country was founded by great men who designed the Constitution. Now, our country's been infiltrated in 1913, and around 1912, 1913, and they come in and corrupted our government with greed and corruption.
Right.
And people don't realize the Declaration of Independence was the whole basis behind our Constitution. And the reason our founding fathers founded America was because the King of England was creating a multitude of new offices to lie and collect taxes upon the citizens and take away their right to life, liberty, and happiness through property ownership. And people don't realize property taxes are against the Constitution. It's involuntary servitude. It's forced slavery. And people can't be free to own their own land, because if you can't pay, even if you pay your land off and own it, you don't own it. You still got to pay taxes on it. which is against the Constitution because it's involuntary servitude. It's involuntary slavery, which is being forced upon the American people. And that's why a lot of our rights and stuff are getting taken away. And government and all these people create all this other chaos and diversionary tactics to keep everybody's mind off of what's really real of the United States Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. In 1998, United States Supreme Court ruled that the way the states were funding the school system was unconstitutional because it violated the 13th Amendment, nor slavery or involuntary servitude. So the states were told they had 2 years to rectify the situation and find a way to fund the school system, public school system, with a way other than property taxes. But see, they create all these diversionary tactics, get everybody so wound up in the brain that they got ADHD and can't concentrate on one thing. And they sit back and say, ha ha, they forgot all about it.
Yeah. It's crazy. And like, I watched he did People's Last Stand on it last night. And he was really, they were talking about the Second Amendment and how they're using the AR-15 as the gun they want to take. But like Last Stand said, if you let them take that one AR-15, that gives them, you know, they're going to start taking them all. It's not just going to be AR-15. It's going to be your little 22 pistol or whatever. You know, it's going to be every gun, not just the AR-15.
Right. And that's why it says in the Second Amendment, the right for the people to have a well-regulated militia to protect and bear arms shall not be infringed.
Right.
Shall not be infringed. That means you're not allowed to make any law against it. And another reason these people are wanting to get rid of the United States Constitution, in the First Amendment, it says, nor Congress or government shall make any law regarding the establishment of religion or the practice thereof. So they should make no law. That means they have no right. So if it's your religious beliefs that God granted us this land to live on and paying taxes on it is slavery, that's against your religious beliefs. People need to stand up for it, but they won't.
Yeah, they're making it now to where these kids got to get immunized, even regardless of their religion.
Exactly.
That is.
But see, people, they claim, oh, we love God, we believe in God and follow His laws, but they don't. They won't stand up for them.
No.
You know what I mean? And God said, you know, He threw out all the tax collectors out of the churches.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Did you see what Ben Time Traveler said? He said it's the name, that your channel name is with the UFO builder in it. That your channel name itself, just the Pleiadain.
Yeah.
Scientist UFO builder. He said that's what's causing your shadow banning.
Yeah.
He said truth and fact.
Yeah, I believe it.
We got Enlightened Cafe showed up. Hello. Let me holler at some of these folks.
Hey,
Roots,
you, brother.
Hodgepodge, Truth Seeker, Ben Time Traveler. Let's see who else was up in here. Fifth World. I meant to say hi to you earlier. I'll get to talking and stuff, and I don't like to break up what we're saying because, man, I will lose train of thought. Yeah. Thanks to the chemtrails.
Yeah.
Fifth World. Oh, Kelly Kebo. How you doing? She's in here.
See what we need to do, John Boy?
Big dollar.
We need to get a copy of the Declaration of Independence, copy of the Constitution, and we need to make a video of it and explain to people exactly what these things do and how they're protecting us right now. If they
Can you do that?
The Declaration of Independence and the Constitution, the United States will be a third world country. The people will be worse off now without a constitution than they will trying to ban all this stuff.
Well, the Constitution's saving us right now to an extent.
Exactly. But see, people need to go to school and really learn what the meaning of these things are. When it says Congress shall make no law regarding the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. People need to understand what this truly means. And they don't realize that by having the First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to own arms for self-protection, if you don't have any of that, man, you might as well live in North Korea. If these people think they want everything should be free,
Yeah.
then they go to North Korea and then see how well that turns out for you.
See what your free stuff is.
Yeah, exactly. People went over there and did that. Thought, oh, Korea's a free country. Oh, you go over there and live. They give you everything free. Yeah, then they beating hell, knocking down the consulate, trying to get out.
Yeah.
Get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this socialism crap don't work, man. It's a form of communism.
Yeah. I just don't get it. It's like, I don't know. We talked about another strange man last stand and stuff. It's just, I told him the problem is the people of the United States, the citizens, they are sovereign citizens, but they've twisted the word sovereign citizen around to where it's a bad thing.
Right.
And if in the Constitution, your rights is what makes you sovereign, and they don't want you to say you're sovereign.
Exactly. And America is a republic,
Right?
not a democracy.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, Obama used to say democracy a lot, and I'm like, man, do they not know what democracy means? There's a difference between republic and democracy.
Exactly.
A big difference, night and day difference. But I don't know, man. This YouTube thing is crazy. Our government's crazy. I don't know if the government's making YouTube be this way or what.
And see if they need to have start arresting these politicians. It's greedy that say, "Oh, we're for the people," but turn around and do something else. And you start arresting them for treason, like the ones that violated the United States Supreme Law ruling when it said property taxes was unconstitutional because it's involuntary servitude. It's a form of slavery. And if you didn't have property taxes, and if you owned your property, you'd be free to grow your own food, you have your own water, electricity, and you could survive and live that way. But no, they don't want that. They want to have control over every aspect of every human's life here on this planet. Because now you're a commodity to them.
Right.
See? And they just want money off of you. So you do all this work for all these years, you pay all these taxes. And then when you get elderly, sick, or old, you can't afford your medicine, you can't afford to pay your bills, and you can't afford to pay your property taxes. What do? They come in, they take your damn house from you, even though you as a good citizen and paid all your taxes these old years. But when you need help as an individual citizen in the United States, government comes in, steals your property, and then they sell it at a tax auction for $500 or $600. And some guy gets a free clear deed to your property and the shit starts all over again. I studied the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, Blackstone's commentary of the common law for over 20 years. See, and they don't like me because I know the truth. And a lot of these people don't even realize what's going on in our country. That's why they're blocking freedom of speech. They don't want people to know the truth. You know, they're trying to get all this diversionary tactics with these snowflakes running around that don't have the slightest idea what the hell they're talking about when it comes to America.
And they're a minority group that shouldn't have that big of a voice. I'm not saying they shouldn't have some rights, but they shouldn't have that much voice to where it affects the other people that don't go along with it.
Right. And a lot of times, you know, oh, I'm offended. Oh, you've offended me. Oh, yeah, right. It's freedom of speech. If you don't like it, don't listen to it. Turn around, walk away. Let the adults that are civilized and knowledgeable have their own conversations. If you don't like it, turn around, walk away. You don't have to listen to it.
Yeah.
Don't get all upset and be, oh, I'm offended. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's just, you know what? I need you on my campaign. Would you mind? I'm serious. If you've done that many years worth of studying the Constitution, that's what I'm trying to
But yeah, you go into
stand
any
up
lawyer's office,
for.
go into any lawyer's office and look. What's the first library they
While
have? It's
I'm
Blackstone's commentary.
trying to become president,
That's what all law
because
comes
I
from, is Blackstone's commentary of the common law. And you go into any law office, they'll have the whole encyclopedia of Blackstone's commentary of the common law. And if you ask them, say, hey, I need to read all those. Oh, no, you're not allowed to read that, because you'll actually get knowledge. Then you'll know what they know.
right. Oh, I've gone into a law library before and did some digging and found out some stuff, and then I saw how they sit there and finagle the rules. I'm serious. They've got ways around their own laws. They can break their own laws and get away with it.
Well, yeah, it's called double speak,
Yeah.
double entendres, words that have two meanings. But see, that's why I said I've seen this country from century after century, decade after decade. It's the same crap. Greed and corruption, greed and corruption. Anybody that steps out of line, they get their army goons. They bring in the military, you know, the brainwashed law enforcement and everybody to come against you.
Right.
And they don't realize that by them doing that, they're being part of the system that's actually doing it to them. It's doing it to them too.
Oh yeah. That's what I like when I get pulled over by the law for no reason. They're like, your tag. You realize the 14th Amendment says I don't need those tags? You know? And I'm like, so are you done?
Right.
He's like, well, I just pulled you over because I couldn't see your tag. I'm like, dude, tag's vehicle. I mean, they are on it. They just had dirt on it. They couldn't see that. I mean, you know, I don't know what the deal was. You could read the tags. I mean, I can look at it and see the tag clearly from 50 foot away. But I don't know. It wasn't reflecting right. Something happened to that tag.
Right. Well, some things, you know, like tags on your vehicle. A lot of people don't realize this, but the reason they made laws to have tags on your vehicle is because there were people out there, dumb people, that would hit skip somebody, total their car, drive off, and
Yeah.
these people are just shit out of luck. So they have to make laws so you can be identified in case you do crash and do something, and you got to have insurance to pay for it. But see, people don't take that into consideration, that the dumbasses out there, the criminals, they're the ones that'll go around, smash up shit and drive off and think it's funny.
Right.
You know what I mean? And people have got to realize that. It's like gun laws. They shouldn't make gun laws because that shouldn't be infringed. Our right to own and our right to bear arms shall not be infringed. It ain't the guns killing people. It's the nut jobs that are getting the guns and killing people.
Right. What was that? Was it Olympia? One of these big sports stores, man. They decided they're not going to sell guns anymore. And then it won Walmart. Walmart decided not to also.
But you see, you got these people. If you take away the American citizens' right to bear arms, there's no way for them to protect themselves against a tyrannical government that comes against you to take all your shit.
Right. Well, that's why they want to take the guns, so they can come in and take your shit without a problem.
Well, then see if you don't have no way to fight back against any type of tyranny, then you have to submit or be killed. You know, it's suppression, man. It's control. You know, they want to control everybody and everything.
Oh yeah. for their benefit. For their benefit.
Exactly. It's not for the people's benefit.
No. And those people are supposed to be representing the voice of the people of this country, and they're not.
See, it's like a
Man, I think
you
a lot
know,
of people what?
and they're arguing about,
For some reason, your mic's cutting out. It's like
probably because I'm talking the truth.
that's what I was gonna say. It's because whenever you go to speak something, like it did it to me, it buffered me, so whatever I said didn't get out there. And it did it to you a couple of times, not buffering, but your volume almost went completely out when you were saying something.
Yeah.
When you were talking about the law books, when you first started talking about it,
Right.
I mean, it turned your volume way down so low. I didn't hear really what you said, but you said it enough to
Now
I
you're
heard
cutting out, John. Now your voice is cutting out.
It's crazy, but man, they're censoring us live time. I mean, seriously, we are getting censored while we're live on YouTube.
Well, see, that's why I was wanting to build a spaceship. I've got the technology and to know how to do it and build it. It just takes money to build it.
Mm-hmm.
And I could build a spaceship that would have its own energy system, own oxygen system, and we could have a group of 200 people in this spaceship. They'd each have their own rooms. We could go out in space, explore the universe, and live in peace, and be the hell away from all this stuff. But they want to keep suppressing people like me, so you can't get the funds to do anything.
Yeah.
You know, even though we got the technology, I showed that with the magnetic field generator I designed and built. Self-powers itself, self-charges itself. And so, you know.
But you didn't show that as in detail as you personally showed me, right?
Yeah.
I think I've seen that video, yeah. You kind of you give like little sneak peeks, but I'm in danger because I saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, we got the technology for anti-gravity, gravity displacement.
Oh, yeah.
There's only density. There's no such thing as gravity. There's only the density of an object, which is the density of it.
You remember this book?
What causes density.
You ever read that book?
Experiment with 0-point energy for a long time. And gravity displacement. Yep.
Inside the classified world of anti-gravity technology, the hunt for 0 point.
Yeah. So that's why I can't even call my generator a 0-point generator. I have to call it a benchtop power supply.
Yeah. That's crazy. And then people are like, well, I don't work on electronics. Why do I need a benchtop power supply? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Enlightened said, you've been in danger, John. Yeah, I know. But you can only die once, you know what I mean? I'm gonna live like I believe. I mean, I'm not breaking any of God's laws, so therefore I should not be breaking any of man's laws.
Well, see, that's another thing too.
You know,
in the Bible and God, He says, "Thou shalt not kill." Right?
Mm-hmm.
What are they using our income taxes for? They're using it to support wars. They're using it to support abortion. They're forcing us to all be enslaved to support murder and killing of babies.
Oh yeah, that's
countries. That should be right there, number one. That should be people's right with common sense thinking to stand up for your religious beliefs.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I saw
it.
A little video.
People will claim it.
Look, I don't see how abortion is legal after the woman delivers the crying baby, the alive baby that has just come out of this woman, and they kill it. I mean, how is that not against the law?
Well, you want to hear something crazy? I discovered that over in the Netherlands, did you
Mm-hmm.
know in the Netherlands, it's legal to commit suicide if you're the age of 17 or older?
What?
Or
Wait a minute. So it's okay to commit suicide if you're younger than 17
in the Netherlands,
in the Netherlands?
they have a law over there that your kids can commit suicide. If they're under the age of 17 in the Netherlands and they have their parents' permission, their parents can say, go ahead and kill yourself.
Really?
Yeah, and people don't realize that. That's what they're trying to do here. And if you take away God and you take away the spirit and the soul, guess what? You're killing yourselves.
Yeah.
And
That
what
is
God
crazy.
say, thou shalt not kill.
That is crazy, man. I've never heard of such.
Yeah, it's stuff they cover that up. They don't want people knowing about that.
So let me ask you this then. Are the kids' cartoons and stuff to where they're kind of programming the kids to think about suicide? Is that a form of their population control or something?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely population control. Netherlands part of Sweden. We all seen that Sweden. What do you call it? That Sweden when they opened up that tunnel underground. They had that.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They had that Luciferian party with all the demons coming out of hell, and you know,
Yeah, I remember that.
and a lot of people don't realize there really is a God. You know, you can think and have faith in one, but there really is one. And people say, "Oh, you got to die to meet God." Oh no,
There,
you don't.
there's we've got the one true God, and then we got the satanic God that the rest of these people are sitting there worshiping.
Who you think runs the planet?
Yeah, the satanic devil, man.
See, I've tried to tell people there really is a God. When I owned my farm in 2013, it was daylight. I was tilling my garden up to plant the seed because I tilled my own food, grew my own food. I had my own water, my own power generation. And one day when I was out there tilling my garden, I try to tell people this, but they say, "Oh, you're crazy. You're making shit up." But it's not. It's the truth. I was tilling my garden, and I got done tilling it, and I went up on my front porch, and this really bright light come out of the sky. It was about 50 feet in front of me, just above the treetops, and it started going back and forth, back and forth like this
Yeah.
to get my attention. So I stopped and looked at it, and then three more lights come out, white light, and they were big white winged angels, and come right up to me. And then I was taken away. I don't know for how long, but everybody said I was gone for 3 years and nobody could find me.
Really?
And I was sitting next to God. I was sitting at his right side, and he was explaining everything to me about how man has perverted his words and text since the beginning of time. And he took and showed me another place in the universe that was called heaven. He said that was my home. And he said when he brought me back, he'll send an angel with me to watch over me. So when I tell people that you have to repent and turn away from your ways, it's time to repent now. And I told people this. And he said, if they didn't believe me, to call forth the angel. So I did. I said, I call forth the angel of God to come down and show these people. And this was in broad daylight. And an angel come out of the sky, bright white, big wings on it. You know what I mean? Just brilliant. And you know what they said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lightning bug. You ever seen a 9-foot around winged lightning bug come out of the sky in broad daylight, glowing brighter than the sun? And they got scared and ran in. Said, oh my God, it's the devil, and ran away. But people was like, oh, he's crazy. He's making shit up. No, it's the truth. That really happened to me. And there is another heaven, and you have to go look for it. But blind faith, it ain't going to get you there. You have to know what you're looking for. But people think I'm crazy, so I don't care. I did what God told me to do when he brought me back. When God brought me back, he said to tell the people, so I did.
Wow.
He said, if the people listen and want to know the truth, they'll follow the right path. It was up to them to choose the path they were going to go in life through.
Right.
He said, and not to argue with them about it, just tell them what I told you to tell them. Show them the angel. I did that. The angel come forth. And, he said, don't argue with them. Just tell them, and then that's it. Walk away. He said, I don't care if it's your mother, brother, sister, whatever. If they won't listen, have nothing more to do with them. So, and I've done that. So, if you ain't going to listen and you're not going to turn and repent from your wicked ways, I'm not going to have nothing to do with you.
Well, I need to come. Can you still call that angel?
I don't know. I don't know. I just
Y'all.
did what he said to do, and that was it. But everybody has that opportunity.
Well, when I died that time, that deer wreck for like 3 seconds, I was in heaven and I was cradled like a little baby, and I guess it was God's arms. I didn't get to see what his face looked like. I just knew I felt like the love of a mother holding me, you know what I mean? And love was everywhere and in me and going through me. And
Yeah, the most peaceful,
oh man, it's great.
bliss, the most content you could ever have, man, is the presence of being with God.
Oh man, look, it's giving me chill bumps if you can see those on my arm. See those chill bumps? Just think about it, man. I'd love to go back.
But see,
Oh man, look at that.
I didn't die. I wasn't dead, and I was taken with him. And when I come back, my driver's license was expired for 3 years. My truck tags expired 3 years. My grass was like, 8
Yeah.
feet tall when I come back, and I didn't even know I was gone that long. I thought I was only gone a few minutes. And this was in the daytime. I was awake just like I am now. Just got done tilling my garden. And when I come back and told everybody, and all my food started growing, all of my food in my garden where the angels were started glowing. The land where I tilled where the angels was glowed, and all of my fruit or all my vegetables and everything were a brilliant blue. I had blue broccoli. I had blue cauliflower, blue green beans. I had blue potatoes. Everything was blue, and it glue in the dark. And people, oh my God, it's the work of the devil. Wait a minute. If it was the devil, why would he tell me to tell you to repent and turn from your ways?
Exactly.
And if it was the devil, why would he say, thou shalt not kill?
Exactly. Yeah, that.
But see, I got to the point where I just quit telling people anything because I did what God told me to do when I came back, when he brought me back. I had it was all over the internet. I put it all over the internet, all over websites, channels, everywhere. And people just completely went into denial because they're in their brainwashed ways. This is that, and this is this, and this is all there is.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. They can't think a different way than what they've been taught to think.
That's why I say nobody believes anything until they actually see it for themselves. And that's it's like in the book of Enoch. Why did they take that book of Enoch out of the Bible? It's hiding stuff. And was it Luke 8 when it says God left or Jesus left? He went up into a ship. There was a great bright light. He left for a while and then returned. Wait a minute. What kind of ship that these supposed churches and stuff are saying Jesus went into a ship? But they're telling people it's a boat. What kind of a boat has a great bright light that comes out of the sky and Jesus walks into it? See, that's one of the things they forgot to take out of the Bible, the King James Version. And it's hidden in there in Luke. And it said when Jesus went up into the ship, and he left and come back for a while. People were scared.
Well, he ascended up to it, right?
Exactly. He ascended up. And that's what happened to me. And it was amazing, man. It was the most, I wish I could have stayed there, but he said I had to come back and tell the people. So I did.
Yeah, so that's where I messed up when after about 3 seconds of it. Because, you know, I was sitting there when I saw that deer, I was on that motorcycle. I saw that deer and it was fixed to jump out in front of me. I said, I am about to die. And I accepted it. You know what I mean? I accepted I'm about to die. So then when I hit it, and then next thing I know, you know, I'm cradled in the arms and all the love and everything's around me. And I thought, well, that ain't so bad. And then boom, I'm back out on the road again, tumbling down the road, you know. I don't know if it was because I wasn't quite ready, because I still had a little bit of how I am, you know what I mean? Here I am, I guess, in heaven in God's arms, and I'm like, well, this ain't too bad, you know? Yeah. And he's like, you're not ready, and just lets me go again, you know?
Right. That's what God said. Reason he hasn't returned yet is because his people weren't ready. They won't listen.
Yeah. And it don't take much for somebody to corrupt the minds of these people, man. I mean, look, like when Moses went up there to get the 10 Commandments and come back down, those jokers done made a golden cow and worshiping it. All sorts of crazy stuff.
Everything they were told not to do.
Yeah. And he was only on the mountain, what? Was it 40 days? He was up on that mountain for a little while. Can't remember how many days now. Let me holler at some folks that got hodgepodge bamboo come up in the house. Got Roots Magoo.
And that's like
Angels. Eddie.
People don't realize if you're ever anywhere by yourself and it's peaceful and you get the smell of lilac, there's an angel present. They smell like lilac, like real beautiful smelling flowers when an angel is by you.
Huh. That makes me wonder, because I've smelt some sort of perfume before, and I'm out in the middle of the country. I mean, out in the middle of the woods, you know. And I'm like, and there's no flowers putting out that smell. But I've smelled that before.
I lived in the woods up on my farm for over 8 years by myself. Make my own water, my own energy power, grew my own food, you know. And it was the most amazing thing. But God told me to leave that place. If the people wouldn't listen and change their ways, he said to leave that place. So I did. That's why I sold it and left. I sold it and left. He said, because the people of that area where they were at are all damned. And I'm not supposed to be a part of them. And that's what I listened to him, and I did. And my life's been a lot better since.
Well, that's a good thing. I wonder if you had stayed, if they could have corrupted you, maybe, eventually. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, if I'd have stayed, I'd have been right along with the rest of them. I would have had no doubt.
That's crazy.
But when he says it's time to go, it's time to go. And I had videos of angels that actually came and visited me. And I got them on video.
Yeah.
I had angels come and visit. And I was talking to one, but they knocked my YouTube channel out. I don't know where the video is. And it was caught on video surveillance camera, where I was actually sitting and talking with an angel. And that was in 2016. And the angel said, it's time to go again. It's time to move again. And I had video of it. It was caught on my video surveillance, man. It was beautiful. And he ascended, and it was right. I was right next to him, like you and I on this video screen are talking. And I caught him on video. And I still got the video somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I haven't put it back up on YouTube.
Would you?
people were always saying, that's trickery or some stuff. And it wasn't, man. It was an honest to God, true thing. My heart and hand to God. It was a real angel talking to me. And that was in 2016. And I'm not dead. As you can tell, I'm here talking to you. I was still alive.
Yeah. I had to mute my mic. I had to cough for a second.
And those were the videos I was putting up on my YouTube channel originally. Was all my contacts with God and the angels. And they kept, and people would just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, people cannot comprehend stuff. I mean, that's what I don't get. They believe the Bible, right?
You're breaking up, John boy.
Well, look in the Bible, so, but they won't believe it.
Exactly.
Squat, love in the house.
See you, bud. But yeah, I had videos where I was actually talking to angels, and it was caught on live video feed, and I recorded it and saved them. And it wasn't trickery, it wasn't no CGI, it was real angels sitting there talking to me.
You need to find that again and repost it.
I'll find it and repost it. But I had all kinds of surveillance equipment around my farm because of all the stuff that was happening.
Yeah.
And I would catch this stuff so I'd have visual proof and evidence later down the line to show people. And people still don't believe because there's too many people out there doing fake videos. You know what I mean? To discredit.
Oh yeah,
And that's like in 1977 when I first met the Pleiadian people that come and asked me to come on board their ship. They're not devils or demons. They said they're part of God's angel crew, the physical form that live on another out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they didn't talk bad or say to do anything bad or say it was okay to do anything bad. That's all they talked about. And then they showed me how to make the spaceship work. And they said it was important I remember how to build it because there'll become a time when a select group of people need to go and leave the planet. But see, I've been suppressed like that for so long, people don't want to know the truth. So,
and I know what that craft looks like.
Exactly.
Because you showed that to me.
But see, people that I don't understand it. It's all of this stuff they're putting out there to keep people's minds from finding the spiritual, the true spiritual connection we have with our bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And see, I know I got a connection with God because I can feel God. You know what I mean? I can feel. I don't know how to explain it, but I know God's real, and I can feel God.
Right. And everybody tries to blame God for all the mishaps down here on this planet. And God has nothing to do with this down here. Everybody says, oh, they blame God because somebody got shot or killed. Now, you don't blame God for that. When God cast Satan out from the heavens upon the earth to rule upon the earth, he's still here running this planet. The people that are going psycho and killing people for some kind of nonsensical reasons. People, they say, oh, well, that was a good person. We don't know what happened to them. They just lost their minds. And people don't realize that there are spirits of the devil. Satan has his minions that are spirit forms.
Right.
People get these crazy thoughts and they go with them and don't realize that possession is real.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, Jesus was going to cast those demons out, and they asked to be cast out into the swine.
Exactly.
I mean, come on, that right? If they believe in Jesus, well, Jesus was casting out demons,
Exactly.
and demons are still here in people, but people
Yeah.
don't believe. You know, I don't know.
Satan. See, and
Yeah,
people don't realize the time differential. See, to God, time and space there is no time and space to God. It's all infinite.
right.
So what do you think it is when God said he cast Satan out upon the earth? He's still here. He's still running it. Look at
Yeah,
all the
him.
corruption. Look at all the greed and the killing. Look at all the racism and the hatred everybody has for one another. And it's all created to chaos and confusion. It's a diversionary tactic. So while they're all doing all that there, they're not worried about trying to connect their true spirit and their heart and their minds to God.
Yeah, and then the
Right?
ones that are they're like in a club, man. These churches aren't teaching these people right, and they're being misled by all these religions. And there's nothing you can do because they don't. They if you try to tell them what's wrong with it, they go in such denial.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Churches, they want that dollar. They want that dollar. You know, these churches got billions of dollars, right?
Yeah,
Churches, here's something here's everybody in the chat. Here's what I want you to do. If you don't go to church, if you just believe in God, right? Here's what I want you to do. These big churches, these big evangelical churches, call them. Tell them you're in dire need. You can't get any help anywhere. Could you help donate some money to me? I need to get a bill paid off, or I need to get this medical. See if they donate to you. Everybody do that within the next month. And then come back. Me and John Boyle do another live stream, and then let's see what answers they give you. And
I can
everybody put their answers down in the chat of how they
I can
replied.
tell you right now. I've had to do that. I was way off. I was 3 states away from my home state. Car broke down, ran out of money. I was needing some gas. Well, the car wasn't broke down as fixing to. I started getting a knock in the motor. I was out of gas. Went to this church, and they're like, "Yeah, we can give you $10 for
Well, see, I'm talking about the big TV
gas."
evangelist. I'm talking about the multi-billion dollar
I was
TV.
like, "Next time, I'm like, well, look, listen, I don't know. This is small to do. I don't know how many forms I had to fill out and sign and everything. $2 worth of, they couldn't reach in their pocket
But
and
see,
pull
a
out a
small
$2 bill.
exactly, and usually in the smallest churches that are truly humble, that don't ask for donations for all of this and that. I need. Can you donate $100 and I'll give you this gift of it's a blessing lighter. It's a flame. And that way I can have a new jet. You don't want to, you know what I mean? But if you go to the smaller churches where the congregation's usually 30, 40 people, you ask them for help, they'll help you. 9 times out of 10, they will help you. But you go to these multi-billion dollar synagogues of Satan that claim to be a god, and they teach the prosperity,
Yeah.
preaching, prosperity. You know what I mean? And they do in everything God said not to. But yet they got these billion-dollar mansions. They got like 4 or 5 jets, Rolls Royces, limousines, armed guards and security around them.
Look, I'm going to tell you a story, and I'm going to bust out the church's name and everything because they pissed me off. I lived in town in Jackson, right? Had
Yeah.
the biggest church there is on the other side of the street. Well, they bought an old hotel that was up there, right?
Yeah.
So they're fixing to tear it down or whatever, link fence around it. Well, it was around Christmas time, and I drank a couple of eggnogs with a little whiskey in it. Nothing much. Had a little buzz. I wasn't drunk. But I went to walk my dog, and I usually walk my dog in the back part because there's a ditch and everything behind that church. And I just stay around that ditch and, let my dog use the bathroom or whatever. But anyhow, one part of the chain link was down. Well, my dog, I had a pit bull. He wanted to go through there, so we kind of started going through there. And this dude on a tractor that worked for the church said, "Hey, you can't go in there." I go, "Oh, I'm sorry." I said, "Wasn't no fence here, and my dog just went that way. I apologize." And I turned around and walked off. That joker started cussing me and stuff. And man, I was like, "Dude, I don't know what your problem is. Do you not see I've turned around and I'm walking back? Do you know before I could make it back to my house, the law showed up and they got me for public intoxication?" I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me," because they smell alcohol on my breath. And I was 100 foot from where my dog's pen was. And I was like, "Well, let me put my dog up." And they're like, "No, we're going to have to call a pound." I'm like, "Dude, my house is right there. The dog pen is 100 feet away. Y'all pull your guns out and put them on me, but let me put my dog up." And they're like, "No." And luckily, I saw my stepson out in the yard, and I hollered. I'm like, "Come here and get my dog." I go, "Y'all don't mind if he gets my dog and puts it up, do you?" And they let that happen. But this guy was like, uh, uh, the guy on the tractor.
Yeah.
He was one of those people up in the church. You know what I mean? Like a deacon or something.
Yeah.
And he was cussing me worse than a sailor, and called the law on me and had me arrested because they were big. You know what I'm saying? They're big. And the name of the church is Inglewood Baptist Church, Jackson, Tennessee. Y'all look it up.
Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah. And they're like you're talking about. They're just one of them big churches. All they're doing is money, 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 man.
Yeah. And like I said, this will be like a challenge for everybody in the chat. In the next month, everybody call these big churches. I'm talking the big ones, and see if they'll help donate money to you, and make it for something reasonable. Government's going to take my property. Can you help me out with $500 to pay my taxes so I can get back going or something? Or you need medication. Help me $500 for medicine. You call these big churches and ask them if they'll donate that to you. And
hell, just try 100.
What responses that you got, report back to John Boy, and then put in what responses you got from them.
Hell, just ask for 150. Same thing.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
See if they'll offer to help. I mean, you need to get money for your grandma's medicine, and see if they help you without wanting anything in return. Because if you're a true believer in the Lord God, Creator, you'll want to help others without expecting anything in return. That's the way I've always been. I've helped people and don't want nothing back from it.
Exactly. I've gave people my last $20 because I know I can do without, but I don't know if they could. But yeah, this world is crazy. Churches are crazy. People are crazy.
Get the big old television and angelic churches. It's got the millions and billions of dollars on TV. Ask them, see what they do for you.
Well, look, I'll tell you another one. In Memphis, Tennessee, it was called Bellevue Baptist. My dad got a good deal on a step side truck one time because this is what the preacher told all they had to do. You had more sell the other cars and give the money to the church that made it. Did you see how bad that buffered when I said that?
Yeah,
they're buffering me.
That's another thing that they twisted in the Bible when it says give 10% of your income. If you don't give 10% of your income, God's not going to forgive you. No. When it said, when God said give 10%, if you take 10%, if you take 5%, give 10% back. What they were talking about in the church, see, the deacons and the reverends in the churches at the time, they didn't work for money, because money was work of the devil and it was thrown out of the churches. That's why God threw the tax collectors out of the churches, because they were lying and bearing and collecting money from people. That's why the reverends, deacons of the churches didn't work for money. That was their job, to stay in that church and study the word of God constantly and get the truth out. And what that meant was, when they say give 10%, that meant if you take 10% of your garden and your food and you give it to the church so he can eat. That's what that meant. That's what God told me. He said that meant you take your food and you give it to the pastor of the church, because that's where he lives. A true minister of the church and the word of God, he lives in that church. He don't get any money. So therefore, all the funds coming from the churches are tax exempt, and you're supposed to give them food. You see
Well, when I grew up, we went to, it was a non-denominational church, but it wasn't a church building. We met in people's houses, and the preachers went out in pairs, and they had no money of their own, nothing of their own. Their clothes were bought for them. The cars they drove were borrowed to them. You see what I'm saying? And they lived in people's houses that invited them, to spend the night or eat. I mean, that's how they survived. It was the
Exactly.
people of the church took care of the preachers.
Exactly.
But this religion did not have one base church. It was like on Wednesday nights, they'd meet at somebody's house for, Wednesday night service. But Sunday morning services were always at like the most eldest house. I don't know, but I mean, it wasn't a cult but they didn't ask for tithing. They didn't ask
that's it, tithing.
to play to people.
To the church, you take your crop or your grow food and you give it to the reverend. That's what tithing means. It's not giving your money.
What people right? Well, people would help out the preachers or the people. Having 2 extra people in your house costs a little extra, right? Well, people of the church would help out the homeowner that's hosting the preachers. You see what I'm saying? So there wasn't a drain on. I mean, it just worked perfectly. And I mean, I went to that church when I was in diapers, so I heard a lot of stuff I don't know I heard. And then when I got old enough to start hearing and understanding what I was hearing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm glad I went to that kind of church as a kid and as a young adult.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, they didn't have a name or nothing.
But see, that's like under God's law. Anywhere 2 or more people meet to discuss the word of God, that's a church. Right
We're
now,
in church now.
We're in church.
Yep.
Right now, we're all in church.
Yep, exactly.
Church.
And I've always believed that myself, and I've always said that.
Now think about this. Now, if we're at our church, right, and we're discussing our beliefs, let's wake people up to where it says, "Nor government or Congress shall make no law regarding the respect or the practice thereof of religion." You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But if you try to practice your beliefs in your religion, they're going to tell you need to fill out this paper to get a 501c, so you can be tax exempt, and then we can still see how much money you got, and then we can see, and then you can have. So you're getting permission from Satan to be a church.
Yeah.
And they, well, that's the law. You got to do it. No, in the Constitution it states, "Nor government or Congress shall make any law regarding the respect of religion or the practice thereof." You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's ridiculous. And the churches and now I'm
And if you look at
starting to,
all the churches, the big multi-billion-dollar churches, they're not tax exempt. They're living in 3 or 4 different mansions. They got jets, limousines.
oh yeah. Who's that guy? Is it
Satisfaction.
Osteen that needs the new jet to get around the world some more? Is that who it is?
Yeah,
I,
everybody.
I saw that daggum video where he was saying, yeah, we need another jet. He's looking at a jet and talking about how he already got I don't know how many jets and he needs another one.
Right.
I'm like, really? And the people following these people are like, oh, yeah, you need that jet.
Yeah. And that's like I heard this one guy, I won't mention his name, but if anybody recognizes this phrase, a Boaz blessing. Does anybody ever recognize that phrase? You give me your money and God will give you a Boaz blessing. So basically he's saying, you give me your money and you'll be a broke ass because you ain't
Yeah,
getting nothing back.
I don't know.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This one guy, he's already made millions of dollars.
Is he
And
dead
then
now?
he boasts and does everything. He boasts and brags about. I got me a whole closet full of new suits, man. I got these Asani suits or whatever them expensive suits are.
Sounds like Copeland.
And but
I'm not. I'm gonna shut up.
Murdoch.
Hmm.
But I won't. But see, and they're doing everything they're not supposed to.
Well, there used to be this dude called Creep Low Dollar. Man, all he talked about was prosperity and prospering,
Right.
making money.
That's that prosperity teaching.
Yeah, and that's all he taught. And his last name was Dollar. I
Yeah.
was like, doesn't that fit?
And see, and that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's all he preached about is how to get ahead, how to get ahead. And I'm like, really? I'd watch them just to see what they're saying, just to see how people are believing them.
Oh, you see, there are hundreds of thousands. Those are the lost souls that need somebody to guide them. And remember what Satan told Jesus when they met up on the mountain there. He said, if you listen to me and follow my ways of this world, I'll make you the richest man in the world and you'll own everything. And
Yeah.
God said, no, I won't do it. Or Jesus said, no, I'll have no part of it. So they crucified him. So who do you think's running this planet? People got to think about this. And the biggest trick the devil ever played on man was making him believe he didn't exist.
Yeah, that's crazy. They're trying to. I mean, they're doing it as far as the Big Bang. All this stuff was accidental, and we developed from monkeys. If that was the case, there shouldn't be any monkeys left, right?
Right, you think?
I mean, why did they not get developed? I mean,
Right on.
how did some? I mean, really, people. If we came from monkeys, then there should be no monkeys. If evolution is evolution, like they say it is, then monkeys turn into humans. There's no monkeys left.
Exactly. There wouldn't be any monkeys. People would
Right.
never even knew what a monkey was.
Exactly. But we have monkeys.
Yeah. You know what I mean? They'd never know because they'd all be gone. And they say it's all because the monkey is one chromosome DNA strand away from human. But that's nuts.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
But they make people believe it. It's like this. It's like that thing I got the hate speech on. If you tell a lie long enough, it becomes the truth.
Exactly. And he
That's
who
hate
controls
speech.
history controls the world and their outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think controls history?
Dadgum.
Who's creating history to create all the chaos and confusion? You know, it's
Oh,
like
you know.
Egypt. You know, oh, they didn't have light bulbs and electricity back then, but it's been proven now they had the Baghdad battery. They knew how to make electricity. Heck, even the ancient Hopis had electricity. The Hopi, Native American Hopi Indians had electricity they were making from creeks and rivers and streams. That's how
What,
they created
using
gold
the water?
jewelry.
I've seen where you can take two different flows of water going through metal rings and
Exactly.
create, you create electricity
Do the
that way.
same thing under a waterfall. If you got a
Mm-hmm.
waterfall and you split it, hollow out two logs or whatever, a ring, you got electricity, high voltage electricity.
Mm-hmm.
If you take a zinc rod out of a hot water tank and you live by a lake or anywhere with water, and you jam that zinc rod down into the ground, and then an inch away from it, run an iron rod into the ground, you got electricity.
Really?
Yeah. They don't want people knowing that.
Man, I'm gonna have to try that.
But yeah, get a zinc rod out of a gas hot water heater or electric hot water heater.
Yeah.
It's the anode rod, they call it. Get that out of there, and then find a place where it's always wet, jam it all the way in the ground, leave about 2 inches sticking out of the ground, and put an iron rod next to it, about an inch away from it.
Yeah.
Same thing, jam it all the way in the ground, leave it stick out of the ground about 3 or 4 inches. You got electricity, and it'll always have electricity.
How much do you
As much as you want to ramp it up to.
really?
Yeah. You could use it to charge batteries, you know what I mean? Set up the right. And I did all that. Tested everything, and it worked. I ran my whole house that way.
That's what I'm saying. This whole world could be off the oil.
But it's like everybody knows, most people now are getting in electronics. They understand capacitors now, super capacitors. Different materials will take a smaller charge of energy and release a higher charge of energy.
Yep.
You can do the same thing with a Baghdad battery, which is nothing more than a clay jar, a piece of copper sleeve, an iron rod to it, tarred and separated. Fill it with some, lime juice, lemon juice, water juice, anything acidic, vinegar, and it'll turn into a battery once you put a charge on it. People don't realize that.
I mean, it's in every kit. What's it called? Where you potato like 2 nails?
Yeah,
Remember that?
yeah, potato clocks. You can get energy from a potato, energy from a tomato. All of our food is energy. Our spirit is energy. Our bodies are energy. And if you kill the energy of the body, you kill the energy of the spirit. So they give us all this junk food that's contaminated. That's why people, when they eat, they get real tired and lethargic. There's no energy.
Yeah.
They're killing the spirit. They're killing the soul.
Well, look, I was talking to People's Last Stand, and he told me he was real sickly and all this, that, and the other. And he went and started having tests done, and kind of find out it was what he was eating. But what he was eating was the GMO. And when he cut all that out, he said he went from 300 pounds down to his size now, which looks like about 170 maybe. I'm not, or maybe 180. I'm not, he looks fit. But it was all because the GMO food was messing with his body. And his body was rejecting it. All right, we got, let's see, I am slow. Don Ripple Lewis, how you doing? Man, y'all been chit-chatting over there. If anybody ain't hooked up, anybody hook up. Jewish Redneck Preppers. Howdy. You know what? Dadgum, did I pull up? Hang on, y'all. Let me get over here on my YouTube because I cannot check channels. I mean, not check channels, but I cannot sub to channels if I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get over here on my YouTube.
How many people's in the chat?
Let
run
showing
everybody off?
13. No,
Huh?
it's showing 13.
Yeah. I didn't know. Sometimes you get to talk about stuff that's important or true. It scares people off.
Yeah. But you know, I don't worry about it because the truth is the truth, and I'm all about the truth. So, you know, if people can't handle it, they gotta go.
Yeah. You can't handle the truth.
I got a 2-minute video titled that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe my live stream pop up in a minute. I don't know, man. We've been buffering out and stuff when we got to talk about certain things.
I noticed that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. If we talk
It was,
about puppies and unicorns, yeah.
and, and rainbows and bubbles. Hey, our next live stream, let's just blow bubbles.
You want to? We can do that. Just blow some bubbles. Talk about
We'll have,
unicorns, rainbows.
yeah, we'll have bubble night. Probably
Yeah.
get 1 million views.
Let's see what happens. We'll do
Get
that.
1 million views. Oh my goodness. The
We'll start
chat
talking
couldn't
about
hold
rainbows,
everybody.
unicorns.
Do what now?
We'll just talk about rainbows and unicorns, blowing bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! And just say, yay. You know, like Teletubbies. Remember the Teletubbies?
Oh man, those things. I don't know who would let their kids watch that.
Those were psychotic, man.
Mm-hmm.
Those things were psychotic.
Look
And
at
all
the
they would do is
sun.
run around going, yay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yay. You should
And
do
look
that and blow bubbles and talk about unicorns.
and when the son was a little baby face and sit there and laugh all the time. Ha 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 ha. You remember the son?
Yeah.
I'm like, my goodness.
And they
And
had, and you notice they had broke off coat hangers in their heads. What's that
yeah.
telling you? And it's because they got brain damage. They got a broke off coat hanger in their head, and they got these different colored aliens coming out of there going, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, they never talk. And I'll tell you another psychedelic one was that daggone Barney. You know how I've never been so sick of hearing kids sing that Barney song. I love you, you love me. Oh man, I'm gonna shut up. Here I go. I'm sorry, folks. It's probably stuck in y'all's heads.
Might get a strike for that, John Boy, singing that.
Oh my God. Yeah. But I could not stand that. And then another one that I couldn't believe was a kid show was Pee-wee's Playhouse. How?
I'm fucking my cat if he's out there.
And another crazy one was Pee-wee's Playhouse. How was that a kid show? That Joker was on acid, man.
He's on something. Well, that's like remember that show HR Puffin stuff, the banana split.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
That's another crazy one. That had witches and wizards and all
and they
sorts.
Told you right there in the title of the show when they was writing it, HR Puffin stuff. Get it? He's puffing on something.
Oh man. Hey, we got Flower Girl 342 in the house. Hello.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's the programming they're doing to our children, though.
Yeah, it's all subliminal mind control.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen stuff in this world people believe.
Oh yeah. That's like Hannah Montana. I mean, I know I'm old enough, but I was around people that had kids, right? And their kids are watching stuff, you know, and you're having to stand around or something, and you kind of hear what they're watching. I'm like, you let your kids watch this, you know?
It's all part of the preemptive programming to throw away your morals and your values. Get rid of morals and values.
Well, they had the
values. It's easy to do whatever the hell you want.
Exactly. You remember they had another one out called Witches of Warwick or something like that, and it had Selena Gomez in it.
I don't know. I don't watch TV.
I was around some kids and they were watching this, so I was kind of watching to see what they were watching.
Yeah.
Well, Selena's mom in that show sat there and said that she was the queen of lies, and Selena said she was the queen of queens. Wait a minute, I'll get that in a minute. The queen of schemes. That was a tongue twister for me, folks.
I tell you another thing. It shows you how brainwashed people are, and how ideology, worshiping false idols. They make false idols out of singers. Have you seen?
Oh yeah.
If they cancel a concert, these people lose their minds, and they want to kill themselves because they can't. Oh, the concert's canceled. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Have you ever seen that?
Yeah. Well, look what American Idol's done to these poor people, kids. You get all these kids thinking they're going to be the next American Idol. And I mean, the title right there tells you, why do you want to be an idol? Number one.
Exactly. False idols. God said, "Thou shalt not worship any false idols."
But yeah, these kids, man, they're sitting there, and that's all they. I'm gonna be. I mean, can't carry a note if it had a handle on it, and they're going in there trying to, you know.
Right.
Ugh.
Albany, Oregon, Skywatcher. She has it right. She knows what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the problem. They say most kids have a cell phone by the time they're 2.
And if you look at the, and you know what, I don't mean to downgrade anyone, but have you seen the people? They're disrespectful. They're not polite to anybody. They're rude. They're ignorant, and they're raising their kids to be this way. They backtalk parents when it's uncalled for. They're lazy. They don't want to work. They want everything handed to them. And that's what's destroying America. The lack of morals and values.
Well, this is the other.
It takes away the compassion for other living life forms. It's like these one kids went and beat up some handicapped person in a wheelchair and threw him in a creek and was watching him drown until somebody come around and saved him.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm thinking, that's what's happening. Everybody got that me mentality.
Yeah.
They don't have any compassion for anyone else's lives. They don't have compassion for their own selves. And therefore, they lose their soul and their connection to God. And what did God say? He said, "Fear not the one who can kill the human body, but fear those that can kill the soul." Fear those that can kill the soul.
That's a good quote right there. But people don't look at it like that. They're only worried about preserving their life, which people don't understand. You cannot preserve this life.
And they're doing, and even the schools, Albany, you're right about the schools. The schools are the ones doing this stuff, man, with this psychosomatic bullshit. They're asking first and second graders, what do you identify as? Oh, what do you want to be? You want to be a boy or a girl? And these kids, when you're that young, you don't think about that shit. When you're a kid, I'm a boy. Yeah, I'm a girl. But now they're screwing with their heads so much with this bullshit and making it look fashionable. I'm a girl. You can call me Shawanda. You know what I mean? And they got them just screwing with their heads this way in this public school systems. People need to stand up about that stuff.
And you know why they're able to do that? Because they're doing all the programming on TV and already got the kids' minds thinking. And then they get them in that school and start questioning them about what they've already been saying. Look, the craziest commercial I've seen so far is a Continental toilet paper commercial. And it's like, when you go to meet that special person's parents, you want to be fresh. Use Continental, and then they got a peach sitting there, and they wipe the peach with the Continental or whatever. And anyhow, then they show the parents sitting there smiling. Then they show the 2 guys hugging each other at the end. I'm like, oh my God. Here we are. We got 2 guys. It's a toilet paper commercial, and they want their butts to be fresh.
Right.
You know, meet that special, you know, let your parents meet the special person in your life.
Right.
That's a
Yeah,
commercial
I
for
believe it.
toilet paper.
I believe it. This
I'm
world is
like,
messed up, man. World is messed up.
yeah, real
Hey,
messed up.
Don Ripley. Good to see you. Good to see everybody.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody showing up in here. And this kind of stems down to what we started off as. I mean, it's all connected. Every bit of everything is connected. It's
Exactly.
all about stopping the truth, stopping the real truth seekers out here, or the real truth speakers and seekers.
Right.
They don't want anybody to find this truth, but
Exactly.
they don't want us telling this truth.
Well, see, and that's like another thing too. When I was talking about when they take away, they're destroying compassion in children as they grow up. They're destroying the life and the love for humanity. It's like, have you seen these videos where people fall down, get hurt, and then everybody laughs?
Oh yeah.
That's not right, man. Somebody falls down and gets hurt. My first reaction is, oh my God, I got to help them see if they're okay. But now you got these, they're raising them, just laugh. Hey, look, you fell down.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Did you get it on tape? That's
Yeah,
what
get that on video, man. I should have got that on video. Look at that guy fell down, man. Look, that guy's getting beat up by somebody. We should videotape it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Instead of first thought run and help, first thoughts hit the record button.
Exactly.
And they'll stand there until, you know, somebody's dead. It don't matter. They will not help because they're recording.
Exactly. That's what's wrong with the world.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. Or I've seen people sit there and you know, they know somebody's fixing to mess up, right? They know somebody's fixing to get hurt or something, and they don't say anything and let it happen to them.
Yeah, and then laugh about it.
Yeah.
Instead of helping them or warning them, stop, hey, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And that's like Albany just said. You can't even mention the word God or Jesus now. People get offended. But you know what? They come up with words for everything. If you slander the Jewish race, you're now they call you let's see, what is it? Anti-Semite. Oh, that's racist.
Okay.
You're an anti-Semite. So now what we need to do, people that believe in God and Jesus, we need to start telling these people, no, you're a godophobe. You're a godophobe. You're a Luciferian godophobe and you're racist. That's what we need to start telling them. You don't like the American flag? You're a flagophobe. You're a freedomophobe. You know what I mean? Just put phobe at the end of it, and that's what they are. And then we holler, hey, that's racism. You guys you're offending me. I've seen people come to our country and do things to our American flag and to our American eagle that are just downright degrading, and they think it's funny.
Yeah.
But yet they'll come to our country because it's a free country, quote, supposedly. And then they want to tell us how to live. Now go back to your own country. I'm sorry, I'm not being racist. I'm just telling the facts. If you want to come to our country and start running over our people here, go back to your own country and take care of your own problems there.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. I'm not racist. I never have been. And I believe that if somebody is in dire need to get out of a country that is in dire straits of tyranny, if you want to come to America, then you live the American life.
Exactly.
See what I mean? You live what
they're
America
coming over. Look, they're coming over here wanting our women to start dressing in that whatever you call that stuff that covers them up from head to toe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Ben Time Traveler said this today. Burger King wants to take ham out of a hamburger because it's offending the Muslims. So Ben's wanting to put up a a protest. Don't go to Burger King anymore. These people are sitting there trying to cater to their asses. I'm sorry, I'm not racist or anything like that.
Yeah, that's
But when they come over here changing our way of life,
yeah. No, go back to your own country, change your country, and fix the problems in your own country. Don't come over here to America and be a burden on the tax-paying people that work and get free welfare. You get all these free coupons for a free car. You get free coupons for free rent. You get free coupons for free food or whatever the hell it is they're giving them. And then we're splitting the bill for it. And then when American needs help that's worked and paid taxes, they need help. They're like, screw it, man. You ain't got no money. I can't help you. I'm gonna take your shit and sell it so I can give it to somebody else. That's the truth. It's facts, man. It's just facts. And they need to quit telling people America is a free country. They need to start speaking the truth about America, that the American people are enslaved. It's involuntary servitude. They only have the persona of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
It's all fake, man. As long as they give people their cold beer and their football games, you know what I mean? Oh man, they're brainwashed all the town. I'm not knocking anybody if they like to watch sports, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean? If they're watching, they got their big TVs and all that stuff, Oh, I'll give you a new or something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being a humble people and standing up for our Constitution, now they got them all brainwashed. And you get this job, money. See, and that's another thing they've done to the American people to overtax them. See, it used to be you work a week and you get paid, right? You get paid once a week.
Right.
Well, see, if you get paid once a week, here's what I want everybody to do. If you're working, if you have means of work, figure out what you would make in 1 week. Now take out taxes for that check for 1 week. Okay? It ain't going to be that much. Now take out 2 weeks, a 2-week pay out of that, and then figure out the taxes on 2 weeks worth of income. Now you're paying triple the taxes on that. And that's why they raised the, your labor payment out for when you work from once a week to twice a week. You make more money that way, and they take out more of your money and get over half your money.
Well, that's like I've been going. Oh, go ahead.
And that's like Social Security, biggest ripoff in the world there is. See, and they take your tax money and say, hey, well, we're putting that into Social Security for you, so when you retire, you'll have your money. So what they do, they make retirement, they keep raising the age of retirement higher and higher to where you're 65, 70 years old, still trying to work because you can't retire because they raised the limit on it. So then when you do get to retire, you're so wore out, you're broke down. And then when you do retire, if you're lucky, you'll live the next 3 years without dying. And then they'll give you this money to sit in your wheelchair and do this. And then then what the hell's life worth then? That's the whole point of working for retirement, where you're still young enough, healthy enough, and vibrant enough to enjoy life. You collect your Social Security, you can go travel and do whatever. But no, they want you to work till you're 75 years old and half dead. So when you do retire, you're lucky to live the next 2 years.
Well, what's going to happen? You might wind up probably
pay the Social Security. See, that's how they get away with it. That's what they're doing. That's what the governments are doing to people.
Well, what'll happen? They'll get you in a retirement home and take every bit of money that you had in your, you put up in your Social Security and everything. Anyhow.
Exactly. Then when it runs out, what do? They throw you out of the retirement home.
Yeah.
Screw it. Let them lay there and die. They ain't getting no more money. So let them die quicker. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And people don't realize that about America. The greed, Satan's running this place, man.
Hey, Eddie's right about this. And nobody will hire most over 50 to 55.
Nah, I can't get a job working anywhere.
I can't either, because look, they look at...
Find jobs for people myself.
Well, they look at you like, well, you ain't got much, years left in you, so why should I hire you? You're not going, But the companies don't stay around no more than 5-7 years anyhow. So,
and I should have sued McDonald's for age discrimination. I went to McDonald's one time to ask for a job. You know what they told
Yeah.
me? They
What?
said I was too old. We're looking for young people.
You should.
Like,
Did
there's
you sue 'em?
discrimination. Wouldn't even give me, uh, uh, a form to fill out for a job application. Wouldn't even give me one. They said I was too old.
Oh my goodness. That's a lawsuit.
That's what I thought. I should have sued them, but I didn't. I just moved on. I said, hell with it. I won't go to McDonald's. I won't buy anything from them. And people don't realize that, man.
Eddie, don't take one of those mind erasers.
At all.
What'd you say? I talked over you. What?
I just said there's stuff in this world people can't even comprehend. That's how deep the rabbit hole goes. And people won't even wake up because of all the bullshit they're bickering and arguing about, dumb shit that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, it keeps them it keeps them busy over here and not getting anything done. Or not accomplishing anything. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I didn't watch the Democratic debate because I might catch a little snippet of it on the local news. And just that little snippet shows me how crazy they are.
I call it the demonic debate. Because they're all devils up there lying. Their teeth to get them in there so they can make millions.
These people are. It's ridiculous.
I mean, Donald Trump's the only president I know of so far that ain't taking any money for his job to be a president.
I think he's got to take $1.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, he don't need it. I wonder, can he donate that $1 million to somebody? Because it's only $1 million a year, right?
No, I think the president got, what was it, $250,000 a year.
Okay, it's $1 million a term. I mean, it's $1 million a term.
Yeah.
That's what that would total out to. Well, dadgum, if he's only making $250,000 a year, a president, I ain't saying just Trump, but any president, dadgum, there's senators in there making more than that.
Exactly.
Through their little...
Well, yeah, there's all the side deals they don't tell you about.
Yeah.
When you have the lobbyists that'll pay congressmen and senators millions of dollars to get a bill passed, a law passed, which takes away our rights and gives the corporation more rights against the people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what's happened. And that's how they get millions of dollars, and they get stock options in them companies when the politicians take that money to vote a certain way for a corporation.
Well, look at when they went in there and invaded Kuwait. Who come in there to rebuild the dadgum oil fields and stuff out there? You remember?
Right. Exactly.
That was what's his name? He was up there in Washington. And it was his company or somebody related to him's company or whatever that got that contract.
Well, and that's another thing, too, about the healthcare thing in America. We got Medicaid, Medicare. If you retire and you're old enough, you get that automatically when you retire. You see what I'm saying? But you had all these people holler, oh, I want free healthcare. I want this healthcare. It ain't free. I'm telling you that right now. When they had the Obamacare, I read that entire stack of the Obamacare thing that him and the Clintons and everybody had put together.
Yeah.
That insurance plan, they said, well, you got to have this insurance and sign up for it. And if you don't, we're going to fine you.
That's illegal.
Now you just became indentured servant. You just became a slave, involuntary servitude to an insurance company, and they get kickbacks from the insurance companies for everybody they get to sign up and suck off of that money. So now they got millions of dollars, see? Now they're going to collect that in fines if you don't have it.
Well, see, that's illegal. Every bit of what Obama did was illegal.
And people don't realize.
And how come he's not paying for his crime?
Right. And people don't realize that nonprofit hospitals, the good ones, if you didn't have money and you went in there, they would actually help you. And they would actually help figure out a payment plan for you to get treated and everything. And people don't even utilize that. They just want to holler about getting something for free.
Yeah.
You save my life and we'll make it a payment plan, and I can pay you this much every month, and they're fine with it. But nobody does that. They get rid of all that by bringing in the big insurance companies. But that's what nonprofit hospitals were about. But people don't even know that. They keep that, oh, we don't want to say that because then we can't force people to have insurance, and then we can't fine them if they don't have it.
Well, when Obamacare started coming out, all I did, I just went to the VA and signed up for my medical benefits. That way I didn't have to worry about
I told them I was exempt from it because Congress and the State House, everybody, they was exempt from it.
Yeah, that's crazy. How did they get exempt?
You see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. I mean, you see how they work.
Right.
All the American citizens have to have those Obamacare, but all the politicians were exempt from having to have the Obamacare.
Exactly, because they got a portion of all the money fined. If they take all the fines, we get the fines from this money for people not having it, and we get to put that in our pockets. But they call it earmarks. You got to listen for that. Maybe you hear something earmarked for a certain representative or something. It's earmarked for a percentage of this is earmarked for Senator so and so and their families. That means that's money. When they say earmarked, it's money they're taking and putting in their own pockets. And then that's like the big corporate lobbyists. They go into Congress and they say, "Look, man, we need to get this bill passed so we can get this drug out there on the market. And if it kills people, they can't do nothing to us. So I'll give you $1 million and I'll give you, 20% stock options, and you'll get all this back every day if you go ahead and vote this way for me." And that's what they do. And that's why all the politicians, mostly everybody wants in there.
I ain't gonna get into it because I can't. I don't hardly have to pay attention to this political stuff, but something to do with the senator or somebody here in this state of Tennessee. They own I can't even think the name of the dadgum gas station companies. Was it Jetway or something like that? But anyhow, they got caught something illegal in that, and then like our senators owns these things. I don't know, but nothing happens.
Well, no, they're not going to do anything. It's going to take money out of their pockets. Especially when they want to be in control. They got the God complex. They want to be God. They want to control everybody and have the power.
Yeah.
That's corruption.
Well, they've kind of slick done it to the majority.
Well, that's why they keep dumbing down the population. If you dumb down the population enough, they're too stupid to realize or even research anything for themselves. And that's what's wrong. And that's like I was saying with the school systems. They created the lottery system, which brings in billions of dollars a year, which they don't tell people the true amount that really brings in. And that's there's enough there out of the lottery system to fund the school system throughout the whole country.
Oh, yeah. And you don't see the school systems are still suffering if you watch the news.
Now they want more money. And where they get that money from? They tax the property owners. More taxes so we can give the kids this. Now, did you hear where they're wanting $1.7 million to put, they call it vape detectors in the school bathrooms? Well, you know what? You can get smoke detectors, which are supposed to be in the schools anyway, in the bathrooms and all through the place, that'll detect smoke from a vape pen. You don't have to buy a special vape detector. It's just another way for them to say, "Hey, man, we want to get more of your money, and we're going to blow smoke up your ass so we can get this $1.7 million and stick it in our pockets. And we'll say these smoke detectors are now vape detectors. We just put new ones in. You can get them for $5 a piece." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Schools should already have smoke detectors in them.
Yeah, exactly. That's smoke and mirrors, man. It's all about making somebody some money somewhere. Somebody's getting a
It's all
kickback.
about a greedy, godless society. See, and if
Mhm.
you create a godless society where there's no morals, there's no values, there's no ethics or compassion for life, what do you think God was talking about when he said he'll receive a mark in his forehead or in his hand? That's for the money, man. I don't care about anything or anyone. I just want that dollar. Got to get that dollar. Got to get that dollar. Come on, man. Give me that dollar. I don't care about you. Hey, I'll shove you in front of a train to give me your dollars. You see what I'm saying? And people
Mhm.
don't realize it. It's all they think about is the dollar. Got their hand up for the dollar. Think about the dollar. Give me that dollar. That's the mark in the forehead and the mark in the hand, the mark of the beast.
And people have to work for that dollar. It's a slave tool.
See, and
It
if you
makes
didn't have property taxes, listen to me, everybody. If you didn't have property taxes, you bought your land and you owned it outright and you didn't have to pay property taxes. You could grow your own food. If you wanted lights, you could use candles. Back to the old days, you had an outhouse or some kind of system. You know, you could have your own running water. There's no bills there. There's no food bills, no electric bills. You could live without a dollar, without that
Yep.
one for a dollar. You could live under the way God intended to live. You see what I'm
We-
saying?
exactly. That's
See,
what I
people
wanted to try to do.
don't realize it. They don't understand it. It's all about controlling their
Mute my mic.
slaves, and we're all the slaves.
Yeah, and I ain't going for it. You know, what I mean? I'm not going for it. I've never.
And people don't even know what the Declaration of Independence is. They'll say, "Oh, well, that was just a piece of paper." Yeah, Constitution, that's just a piece of paper. Yeah, but those are our God-given inalienable rights under the
Yeah,
Republic, the United States, for which it stands. But yet we've
and
been
those hey, and those guys weren't the greatest guys in the world either that put all that together. You know.
but like I said, I've studied all this stuff for over 20 years. And I've seen too much, and that's why I said it's never going to change. All we get is puppet master after puppet master after puppet master. So the only thing to do is find people with the right moral values, dignity, respect for one another, and respect for human life that believe in peace. Build a spaceship, have enough of us, we go live in space far away from all this nonsense. And if you believe in God that created the heavens and the earth, God's in heaven, God's in space, God created all of that. So no matter where you go, you can still believe in God and God will be there. It ain't like you
Exactly.
stay in here on this prison planet that's controlled by Satan. And people don't even believe that because now they forget, oh, Satan's not real. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
Jesus
was all fairy
character
tales.
in the book and the storybook. You know,
Just fairy tales.
it's all fairy tale. But see, it's the only way out of this planet if you want to live and go find someplace.
Yeah, there's nowhere on this world to live free.
That's what I'm saying. If we had us a big spaceship and we could get the funds to build it, we'd have our own energy, our own food, water, oxygen. There would be no taxes, no involuntary servitude or slavery. Everybody would have their own specified thing that they do. We'd have a horticulturist, takes care of the garden and the food, an engineer that takes care of this, you know, to keep the whole unit alive. You see what I'm saying?
Look what just flew in
No,
here.
people want to say, oh no, UFOs are the work of the devil. Oh my God, they're all Satan. Oh my God, it's Satan. Oh my God. And see, Satan's the one to keep you believing all that, so he'll keep you imprisoned here on this planet because he runs it.
Y'all see that praying mantis that just flew in here?
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool, John Boy. I see it. You got to
He's
watch them
look.
mantis, John Boy. They carry parasites.
This sucker's looking at me in my eyes, man. I can't. Every time I turn him, he's looking me dead in the eyes. Look at him.
But you got to watch them praying mantis, John Boy, carry really large parasitic worms.
Really?
Yeah. Put one
I
in some
never
hot
knew
water
that.
and watch the worm come crawling up out of it.
Oh no, I don't want to see it.
They carry parasitic worms, and you don't want to let them get too friendly with you.
Okay. Well, that I've never had one. I was trying to get him to look into the camera, turn it into the camera, and every time I'd turn, he kept his eyes locked on my eyes. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he's
was looking
watching
me
you.
dead in the eyes, huh?
Yeah, they're watching you like, what are you going to do? You going to eat? He's wondering if he's going to eat him.
He's looking at me right now. He's over there on my fan, my box fan, looking at me. Man, look, that thing gave me chill bumps. Hey, Ryan, he's sitting there, he's then crawled over like I am here looking at me.
Yeah.
And I've never
He's
seen
like,
one that looked like that.
is it one of the brown ones?
Hang on, I'm gonna.
What happened? Audio is breaking up. But anyways, we started out talking about John Boy was how YouTube was messing with our lifetime watch time minutes and how they go down or where it go up. Yeah. And that's what they did in my channel. So mine ain't raising up any. They should do.
Well, like my analytics. Well, look. Oh, what I was going to say is, used to when you got through doing a live stream, it'd put up how many hours of view time and everything instantly, right? Well, it's not doing that anymore.
Nah.
But when it used to do that, I noticed that it would tell me I had so many watch hours. Well, I'd go to look at it the next morning, and it was less watch hours. I'm like, hang on. I know what I saw when I ended the stream, and now I have less.
Exactly. That's what they're doing, man. They're just taking our watch time hours. Basically, they're stealing our watch time hours, skimming from us.
And giving them to other big channels, probably, right?
No, they're just taking away from us so we can't grow any faster to get, like our monetization or whatever. That's what they do, man.
Well, I'm going to keep making ripples in this YouTube pond.
Yeah.
I accidentally did it when I discovered Hangouts is going off air and I did all those 8-hour lives.
Yeah.
Man, that just all of a sudden, poop, I went so far up on that daggum graph.
Yeah. I did a 20-hour live stream and it never did publish.
I did a 40-hour and 55-minute live stream, had 875 views, 120 hours of watch time. It won't post. It will not post. I did a 24 or 23-hour one. It will not post.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So I'm not going to get the watch time or the views if it doesn't post, right?
Right.
Or will I?
I don't know.
Shouldn't the views count even though it's not posting?
Well, now I did read something on YouTube about these people that'll make the fake YouTube accounts and then subscribe to you, and then they don't have any content or anything or comment or whatever. When they pull them away, they'll delete their channels, and it takes away your views.
Okay.
About it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So if a channel disappears, you lose views. That is true, I think.
But that shouldn't interfere with our total lifetime watch time minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if it's taking views, is it taking the minutes too?
That's what I was thinking. And there's not that many people that.
Well, yeah, you'd have to
have that many. I call them dead subs. We'll call them dead subs. I know we don't have that many dead subs that they're deleting all these channels, and because I still have everybody I'm still sub to.
Exactly.
That's the things I looked at. I've come across 2 or 3 channels that I was subscribed to, and I go check them out and says this channel no longer exists. I've only had 2 or 3 channels like that.
I can't even find. It was called Sky Watchers by Matt Rogers.
Yeah.
He is gone, man. YouTube yanked him off the air.
Did they? They took off Matt Rogers?
Yeah, they deleted his account. You cannot find it anywhere.
Wow. Matt
Yeah, and you know,
got some really good stuff.
all he was doing is showing pictures of the sky of the day. You know what I mean? Like if it was the 16th,
Well,
anybody that emailed him the pictures of the sky that day, he made a video.
well, he was never able to get monetized either. And I think they were taking all his watch time minutes because he could never get to the 4,000 watch time hours. And he had way over that.
Oh yeah, that joker. He was getting some views on his videos, and I forgot how many subscribers he had. I mean, it was like I know around 50,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was around 50, 60, 70,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and
everybody
he's gone.
Yeah, and everybody liked Matt Rogers.
Oh, I Gmailed him all the time. We talked back and forth, talked in the comment sections and everything. He was a good guy. He put a lot of my stuff on his videos.
Well, and a friend of mine, Andrew, at Wookie Media over in Australia. He's a good guy. He's got a good channel. He's got a lot of subscribers and viewers. He talks about a lot of good stuff. And I had him on my featured page, and he disappeared off my featured page.
Really?
Yeah, I put you on my featured page, people on my featured page, you know, a list of them, and I set it to rotate. And I noticed a lot of people that was on my featured page, like, where'd they go? It's like they got deleted off my featured page, you know, trying to help people grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, well, where'd they go? I know they couldn't have done it. You know.
Well, you know, when I had Applesauce as a featured channel, and when her channel got deleted, it disappeared. Yeah. It sure did.
But I know Andrew with Awuka Media. I know he's still out there because I still watch his videos and stuff and talk to him. You know what I mean? And I do that with everybody I'm subscribed to. And that subscribes to me, I always talk to everybody, try to remember all their names and stuff.
You know, I don't get half the notifications, and then I have to, by chance, might come across a video or something, you know. Yeah. I'm like, that gum. Then I'll get to the channel. I'm like, well, that gum, I missed 5 or 6 videos.
Right.
It's just,
well, John, I'm gonna have to get off of here, man. It's good to see you, brother. It's good to see everybody in the chat. Appreciate you hanging out with us. And I'm gonna get off here. I'm sure you have somebody come up, John, after I get off of here.
I'm probably gonna end it because I haven't eaten yet. My stomach's been growling.
Okay. Well,
U.F.O, I appreciate it.
Yeah. Remember, like I always say, just remember, be good to one another. Have compassion for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Peace out.
See you later, U.F.O. Thank you. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all being up in here, man. We got Road Trip Eddie been up in here. Jibnell 7. Roots always hanging out. We've had a lot of. How many people are still in here? It says 13. Shadow Quicksilver, thank you for coming by. Truth Seeker. You know what? Let me find you over here, Truth Seeker. Y'all here already? Remember that? Born a Racer. Why aren't you in the shower? No, I'm kidding. All right, Hodgepodge. I appreciate it. Oh, People's Last Stand. I forgot you showed up in here. Man, my mind, I cannot remember everything anymore. 13, yep. Well, it's 11 now. But y'all, we just wanted to get out there. Watch when you go to your analytics and you're looking at the bar graph or whatever, and it's like it says the last 28 days, whatever. You can go up in there and change that and it has lifetime. Click on that lifetime and start watching. You might want to even like, but he was shot. I buffered for a second, but he was lifetime hours, and you can definitely see it going down, and then they'd get it back up, and then it'd go back down, and there's no way you should lose watch time minutes at all. And then Lighting Cafe, hey, Roll Tide, Love for Angels. But yeah, y'all, too late. It's 9/11. I agree, y'all. Oh well. Well, Jammin' Jammer, appreciate it. Jammin' Jammer been in there the whole time too. But y'all, I appreciate it. I am gonna have to go ahead and end this thing and get me something to eat and call it a night. I've got to get up and get some stuff taken care of. Oh, let me tell y'all, AT&T, these. My bill evidently now is only supposed to be $115 a month. Where the AT&T store told me when I combined everything together, it shouldn't be any more than $75, not much more than what you're paying for just the phone alone. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do that. Ever since, man, I hadn't seen it. My first bill was $230. Then they go, oh, somehow we double charged you. Well, anyhow, it's supposed to be $115, right? They're saying it's $169. So I'm calling them up, and it was something to do with some rings, because my phone. They've given me three different dates my phone bill's due, and this last dude told me. I told him, well, I thought it was the 8th, and he's like, no, it's the 18th. I go, all right. Well, now I found out today it is the 8th, like I thought, but anyhow, I got to talking to the lady. She knocked off because I did get my phone disconnected once. I got that knocked off, but I got like another reconnection charge. And I'm like, well, how is that possible? She's like, well, it's for August. I go, look, I'm talking to you on the phone and I'm using the internet on something you're saying I'm getting charged for a reconnection fee, and I'm not disconnected yet because I'm talking to you right now. And she's like, you're right. So she took care of that $35 thing, right? Well, it was $127 still. I'm like, well, why is it still $127? And she goes, well, what? It was a $5.75 fine plus government fees and taxes. Comes out to where I'm anyhow, it's costing me, I guess the taxes on it is about $17. So I got a $5 fine with $17. No, yeah, $5 fine with $17.75 worth of deadgum taxes. It's crazy. Hey, Road Trip, man, I appreciate you being in here, man. I was going to tell you earlier, don't take those mind erasers, man. Those things, I took some of those for. I know I remember what I was doing when I was doing it, but the next day when I woke up, I was like, what did I do yesterday? But they do help. But man, those Xanaxes are bad. I call them mind erasers. Well, thank you, Eddie. I'm trying to do better content on my videos. I'm still me, though. But I'm going to have to hook up U.F.O. since he's got 20 years looking at that Constitution. I'm going to get him in here on my John Boy for President campaign because I think he'd be a pretty good asset. I'm going to have to get him and me and People's Last Stand together. Did you hear him, People's Last Stand? He studied Constitution like over 20 years, and he's talking about making a video, getting the Constitution and Declaration of Independence and making a video on it. So I think that's what we're going to do. B.A. Moonshine made it up in the house. I'll raid you, Eddie. How do I? Hang on. Because I am fixing to end this. Can't. Well, don't you have to be live, Eddie? Man, my computer's lagging, so it's taking me a minute. Something to do with the StreamYard just lags everything down. Go ahead and pop that tab off. That's what I need to do, get rid of some of these extra tabs. I'm working on a road trip there. I didn't have this tab pulled up. Why is it up? Man, this thing's just a buffering. Just a buffering. I mean, I'm trying to pull up YouTube over here so I can get to your channel, Road Trip. Here we go. Oh, here we go. All right, y'all. Well, wait a minute. This isn't going to work. I done messed up over here, y'all. Well, let me enlighten. Let me see here. What is that link, enlighten? Eddie, you ain't got a live going loaded. I don't see one page. Well, one reason. Where does that link go to, enlighten? Oh, he is live? Okay. Well, y'all, I appreciate y'all coming by and checking it out. But keep an eye on your lifetime watch time minutes, because evidently YouTube is messing around with them. But y'all have a good night, and I'm gonna call it a night. And I appreciate everybody showing up, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. And y'all head over there to that link Enlighten Cafe put in there, and raid. All right, and y'all have a good night. Later.